It's our last full show of 2018, and we were about to get wet. Because we're talking about the DC film to end all films. Jason Momoa stepping in, really taking the reins as the one, the only Aquaman. But did he save what could be a dying franchise? Well, we'll find out with a possible special guest on a very under-the-sea edition of the Review.
Yeah! Trident! Welcome to the Review, a show where two small-town dudes and one small-town guest give you our big, dumb opinions. I'm Troy to the max extreme.
I am Ocean Master.
No.
And we are joined once again by the lovely, opinionated
Yeah.
Ms. Molly Pop.
Yeah.
Up in
Damn
the
straight.
recording studio this evening.
She's here.
She's here, ready to lay down the facts.
She is not going to let us get away with anything.
Especially you.
Yeah.
Me,
know.
I live here. I can kick both of you out.
Very true.
I'd like to see you try.
I'm too nice. I'll be like,
Troy has been pointing at his gun on a regular basis. Right over the...
it's right here.
Yeah.
It's not a real gun. But I could really hit you hard with it.
Yeah, it's true. It is made of metal.
Today we are going over the titular Aquaman and the new Aquaman movie entitled Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Yes. But we'll do that. The head of the show, the top of the card.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Had a little burp.
Look out.
I don't think I could continue
We're
with
gonna
that.
try
in
and
my
be a little
neck.
more cordial as men with a lady present. We're not just gonna belch out in front of a microphone, even though I think we've already done it a couple times.
Yeah.
While she's been here.
It's all right.
Today or just
Oh, pardon?
holy Jesus.
Now, we just got out of Christmas. Santa
Yeah.
Claus has cinched up his sack and he's packed it up, put his boots up. He's ready for a good year's rest.
Yeah.
What did he bring all of us, huh? What kind of haul did we get from old Santa Claus?
What did we put away?
I got some new podcasting equipment from good old Santa
That's right.
Claus. Sea Danger.
'Tis the season.
We got new headphones.
Yep.
So how they sound in there?
Seem pretty good.
Pick up a little more sensitive.
Picking
there?
them up.
They're good old Sony headphones. I think the ones in Miles Morales maybe would have wearing. Also got some new pop guards. They're not on yet, so we'll be hitting some hard P's later. You'll definitely hear all of that kind of stuff.
Something to look forward to.
Also
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
got some new Batman black and white statues behind you there.
Oh,
Bet
man,
you couldn't
I didn't even look.
Bet you couldn't even tell which ones are new because now I just have so many that
I
they're
know,
just
you got an army.
in the crowd now. Also got some good new cooking equipment. Got a nice stainless steel pan that I'll be christening here pretty soon.
Nice.
Nice griddle plate.
Griddle?
That's right, a griddle. plate.
Griddle?
A cast iron griddle plate.
Can you make
Ooh.
McGriddles?
Star
You
Killer.
bet you I could.
Sweet.
And then I got a few more figures here and there. Some treats. It was a
Good.
good haul. It was a good
Good.
haul this
Good
Christmas.
haul? Got a good haul?
Did you guys get anything? I got, ironically enough, I was on the same page with our gift to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Got you a John Ralphio
Yeah.
t-shirt.
He's the worst thing in the moon.
And then I was gifted from you a Ron Swanson t-shirt.
Yeah.
Out of the blue.
Because I got you a bottle of whiskey, too, so they went hand in hand.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense now you say it.
Yeah. I couldn't get that Loggenvool or whatever it is that he
I think
always
it's
drinks.
because it's very expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, very appreciative of the gift. Probably wear it to work. Or to at least somewhere tomorrow.
Good.
Because I'm not going to work tomorrow.
This is the first his work is hearing about it too.
Yeah, turns out I quit.
I'm not fucking stepping foot in that piece of shit.
But
And
yeah,
your boss listens to that.
I hope not. Probably I'm gonna have me on some algorithm where they have every episode of us.
They just
logged
find
and-
your voice and then they're like, scan that.
Enhance.
I don't think I've ever said where I work on this though. I've been very careful about that. I don't want to mix.
You'll
work
pop
and
up on
play.
you'll pop up on an algorithm. Censored.
Leave that out.
Oh
I really don't want
Shit.
that to be on there.
All right, hold on. Let me just stop it right now and. Yeah, we're back. I just said where Troy works, and he didn't like that, so
Yeah.
start off to a good start.
So what did you get anything fun?
So,
Oh, you go ahead.
so we got a new bed and a new TV. So we've basically
Oh
lost
my
the will to
God.
leave our house.
Yeah.
House.
We're just counting down the hours that we're here.
Just to get back to that sweet, sweet bed life
Sweet, sweet bed life and 50-inch TV.
in the bedroom.
No.
No,
Oh, but the one from the living room went to the bedroom.
no, because that one's old. Like the power button doesn't even
He-
work on it anymore.
my
Literally
goodness.
commandeering it for his home gym that he's setting up.
Yeah.
So this is just all bollocks. It's all crap.
Oh, I can't
yeah,
wait
this
to come
TV
see
doesn't
that
work anymore.
home gym.
I'm just gonna put it in the home
Build it in my
gym.
garage. Shut up.
All right, fair enough.
Place where he's just gonna hide from me.
Hey, let me tell you, that does not work. This room we're in right now is as much time as I get in a week is what we're in right now.
That's why we do it.
I just decorate it and then just leave it. And hopefully it stays the same.
Well, mine's not separate. Mine's separate from the house, so I think I have a better chance
all
of
right.
hiding.
You don't think I won't walk? Yeah, you're right.
Maybe you
I've
can
got- I've-
unleash the hounds.
Yeah. We have one garage door opener, and I'll just take it with me.
just
Lose it in there and lock yourself.
She'll
in.
just be knocking, like, "Get out! What? Huh?"
No, let's be honest. I will sit on the couch and send you passive aggressive text messages.
That I will not read, so that works out.
Oh, there we go.
God
Sounds
damn.
like he's thought of everything.
God damn.
Well, that seems like a pretty sweet haul. I remember when we got our... did you get a king size?
Queen.
Now I got a queen, but it's a pillow top, and
Oh my god.
first,
Mm.
and like
Top. Are you kidding?
I swear, before that, like my arm would like dislocate trying to sleep on my side. Our bed was so fucking stiff. Now it's like I'm like, ugh. It's almost dangerous though, because like I'm like finding it. I'm like waking up later and later every day.
Well,
Yeah.
it's also vacation, so I mean
Hey.
that has something to do with it.
Well, that's even worse. Then I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna wake up like at 10 o'clock the first day I'm supposed to go to work. Like, Molly, what time is it? You, Molly. What day is it? Oh, it's your first day of work. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Shit!
I'm gonna come back and there'll be a goddamn Christmas
There better
goose
be
on
a
that
fucking
kitchen
Christmas
table.
goose on the kitchen table when I get home.
Ah, sweet deal.
And I am having the opposite problem insofar as that I'm sleeping so hard that I don't move and that I wake up in excruciating pain because I've been in the same position for 9.5 hours.
I do not have any of these problems. I
This is a
sleep
testament to how comfortable
comfortably.
this is a testament to how comfortable a new bed is. I drooled for the first time in like a year sleeping.
I never used to snore, but now I like am out like a light and I just saw logs. Chelsea will literally have to hit me to wake me up, and I am just like, I am down for the count.
Yeah.
I've never done that before pillow top. So a deep sleep. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get those good Z's
feeling
in.
it.
I know. I want to record myself
So
because Molly
sorta.
always tells me that I'm a horrible snorer, and I don't
mean,
believe
you're
her.
not that bad unless you're drunk and laying on your
Oh
back.
yeah, when I'm
Then
drunk,
it's-
yeah.
then it's awful.
I can
I kind
see
of want to
that.
record myself too, but then I don't want to watch 8 hours of me to maybe snore, and then I don't, and I'll be like,
you can, like-
bullshit.
You don't have to watch it from the beginning. You can fast forward.
But then how would I know if I'm snoring?
Just somewhere in the middle. the fuck cares? Like, I gotta count the exact moment I start snoring. I need to get it there.
Okay, well, you put the recording stuff in there, and then you just watch for the large lines.
Yeah, there you go.
You know.
There you go.
See, you
just
needed a
scroll
woman in here
through
to
it.
get us on
Damn
track.
right.
At least I'm not. I'm all over talks in her sleep.
Oh,
Said some weird ass shit. too.
Sicko.
Yep. I talk about cheese a lot, apparently, so
Whoa, well, that's interesting.
not surprised in the least.
I had a dream where I was stabbed a lot.
That's it.
That's it. That's the kind of things I dream and remember. Moving
I
on.
feel you, Troy. I feel ya.
Did you hear about this, JT?
See about this?
That Zac Efron
Yeah?
has had a lot of Wolverine fan art made of him over the last few weeks.
Ooh.
God.
Maybe people pining for him to be the next Knucklehead.
He's got the bod for it. Let me tell ya.
Well, he's got quite the
Jesus.
bod. But you
He
know
was
what?
like-
I don't think he's, like, ugly enough. You know what I mean? Wolverine, I think, is kind of
Wolverine
like a
needs to be ugly.
fugly-looking guy.
No, Hugh Jackman is a gorgeous specimen of man. He's
Well-
more gruff, if anything. And I
Sure.
think Zac Efron could do a little bit with a little bit of gruff.
You think Zac Efron can be hairy? Like, grow the hairiness out?
Maybe.
Wolverine is a bit of a hairy person.
I mean, look out if he gets hairy. He's gonna be a bear to all
Oh, yeah.
those dudes out there. He's gonna be a real bear.
A real bear. I think he'd be more of an otter.
What's an otter?
Butter?
I think it's like a bear, but thin.
Are we
I think.
talking like
Man.
twink versus twank sort of scenario?
twank?
Or-
Listen,
twank?
I don't want
I
to
don't
bury
know.
myself into some weird gay pigeonhole. I don't want to do it. I don't know enough about it. I think I'm gonna get called out on the internet. For it.
You're just saying the one thing you know about gay culture, and now we're considering you the expert, and we're just tossing all of our
Yeah.
questions at your.
Listen,
at you.
all I know is that I would be a bear, and I just want to lay
yeah.
that to rest.
Just
Okay.
insert that whole scene from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
I'm
Right here.
I'm moderately smaller. I think I'd be a baby bear.
Baby bear.
Yeah.
Baby Bell from
Yeah.
Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
From Sesame. Now Coco reference.
In 1942, he was crushed by a giant bell. There you go. There's your Coco reference
Oh
for today.
Christ.
So there you go. Zac Efron, maybe Wolverine. How about this, boys and girls?
Okay.
Jack Black. You like this guy?
See this?
No.
You see this guy? Do you hear about
He
this
is going to be supposedly launching a gaming YouTube channel.
That does not surprise me.
It does. It surprises me actually quite a bit. Like, why would he want to do this?
How many
Really?
cans of whoop ass will he be
Hopefully, several.
opening? And
Many?
How many would be competing with your brother?
Well, my brother bakes up cans.
Oh,
of
that's right.
whoop-ass.
He bakes them. Maybe Jack Black can open them.
But-
Oh.
My brother's on Twitch. This
Yeah.
is going to be on YouTube. Completely different.
I think they should partner up.
I think they should really join forces.
really-
to bake up some cans of
I cannot
whoop-ass to
imagine
open.
the batches of whoop ass they'd be baking if they were to team together.
For anyone who doesn't get this reference,
Me.
about every night at 10 o'clock, I get an alert on my phone that my brother is baking up a batch of whoop-ass on Twitch. So that's the in-joke. Now everybody's in on it.
Oh man.
I feel
Yeah, so
included.
follow what's his name on we'll give him a plug. What's his name on Twitch?
It's Potter_mom.
Okay.
I don't know why. I think it was an in-joke at first, and then he just ran with it.
So follow Potter_mom on Twitch for your daily batches of whoop ass baking.
He's got a monetary goal up. If he reaches, I can't remember, so much by the end of the year, which there's still time,
Yeah.
he is going to get my mom on a live stream
Oh my
to
god.
play a game, which she doesn't play games ever.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
So that's
Like,
what he wants.
I would watch that.
I would also watch every second of that.
I would-
My
yeah.
mom just being like, "What the fuck is this?"
Your brother should just wrangle up a bunch of different moms to play video games.
I should just play against moms and just smoke them
Yeah.
all.
Oh,
That'd be
Just
so
really rub it in way more than he should.
Yeah. And all of them are so cordial about it. It's like, well, at least I just had fun.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you. Yeah, shove it.
See, I whooped your ass, lady. You suck.
I'm not gonna let you log off until you beg for mercy.
Pancakes don't make themselves, bitch. Anyway.
We're
Crap.
literally putting words in his mouth.
Actually, he's actually said that to my mom. That pancakes don't make themselves.
Jesus.
That was-
went over really well.
Went over like a lead balloon, and we bring it up a lot. So join his live stream and just
And then,
troll
yeah,
him with pancakes don't make
just
themselves.
just keep sending him pancake gifs on his Instagram
that'd be
or
amazing.
whatever, Twitch.
Changing the subject, Holmes and Watson is the newest Sherlock Holmes outing
Yeah.
of the comedy duo of Will Ferrell. I almost forgot who they were.
You almost said where you worked.
Got nervous. And John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
It's going over so well, it's sporting a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not faring so well. I kind of want to see it still,
Yeah.
because I just like them as a duo, and I caught like a bit of their shtick on like Jimmy Kimmel or one of the things that like the late night things.
Yeah.
They're really fun together.
Yeah.
And, like, I kind of want more of it, but then I don't want to sit through a horseshit movie at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm stuck between a John C. Reilly and a Will Ferrell hard place. I
Yeah.
don't know what
Well,
to do.
I feel like John C. Reilly is hilarious and Will Ferrell is awful. So my vote is.
Yeah. Molly Papa's not the
Fuck
biggest
Will
Will Ferrell fan.
Ugh.
What's odd is that John C. Reilly has 2 movies out at the moment. He's got that Laurel and Hardy movie out,
yeah.
and he's got this Sherlock Holmes movie out. So, I want to...
Both of them involve team like partnerships.
I'm going to check to see what that... Laurel...
John C. Reilly is always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Laurel and Hardy movie. What's it get? Oh, it's doing okay. It's got an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes.
There you go.
Better than that 0.
I guess if you're gonna throw shit on a wall, eventually something will stick.
Listen, I love Laurel and Hardy.
Oh yeah.
So
I'll
I
be
really
talking
want to
shit
see
about
this.
Laurel and Hardy.
But I don't know.
Have literally no frame of reference.
That's all right. Oh my God, Molly,
no.
stop it!
Just broke a bunch of shit.
I'm trying to find if it's even playing around here. Probably not, because I haven't.
Maybe still in small theaters.
Well, JT, that's all my news. What do you got?
Oh,
You got
wow.
anything to bring
Wow,
to the
you
table?
really just ran right through it.
I tried to powder a little bit, but I couldn't do it.
Powder. Take a powder like.
Yeah, powder your little tush just like you do a little diaper when you do diaper change.
You God, jeez, you're a dad.
I was gonna say, I've just gone full dad over here.
Well, we
Remember
first
when I knew you win?
Yeah, I know.
you're even forgetting what you were
I'm just,
back then.
Nah, this is what I am now. I just live in the cold, empty shell of a man that I was. Just
Aww.
made it my home.
Merry Christmas.
I mean, this is an ongoing trend on the show. If you're a listener, this is nothing new.
No, I love self-deprecating myself to just this hollow corpse of a man that you see before you. But like, even at Christmas, like Macy was kind of like running amok around the house, and I'm just like, okay, do whatever you want. And my brother Dinosaur Neil was like, man, how do you live with just giving up? And I'm just like,
Have a child?
you just make yourself cold and empty inside, and then you just make that your home to live in it. And that's how you deal with it all the time. And he's like, is it like in Get Out where they go to the dark place? And I'm
God
like,
damn.
yeah, except you would see him dive into the dark place, and I'd be sitting in the chair right next to him with a spot of tea.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, somebody else is here.
Troy's in the parental sunken place right
Yeah.
now.
I just planted a flag and just called it mine. Anyway, what else you got?
Well, before we started recording, I was watching a video that you were all curious about because I was reading up that Kevin Spacey
Yeah.
got on Twitter on Christmas Eve and put out a video on Twitter posing as his famous character from House of Cards, Frank Underwood, pretty much begging for his job back in character.
I couldn't... At first, I really thought it was like Foghorn Leghorn or a Colonel Sanders commercial for a second. And the more it went on, both me and Molly guessed what it was. And I'm like, what the fuck is he getting at here?
Yeah, it's not even like done by Netflix or anything. He just put out a little video by himself acting as Frank Underwood, being like, you miss me. You want me back. I'm like,
So
No.
sad.
No, we
no.
don't.
Oh my god.
Think of all the
It's
things
the
that you
saddest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was sad to hear.
Ugh.
I didn't even look at it.
I kind of caught a glimpse. It looked like he was like wrapped in a blanket.
Ugh.
No, he had a Christmas themed apron on, like he
Oh,
was like
Jesus.
making food,
Oh.
and he's just like saying all this shit where it's like, wait a minute, you never saw me die, me being Frank Underwood, and he's like,
Right.
how interesting that is,
Huh.
Wasn't
how we
there-
could actually see some closure, and it's just like, don't shut the fuck up, dude.
No.
Should have thought about that before you started touching kids or whatever you did.
God.
Well,
Creep.
and I'm pretty sure I just read that there was like someone else that came out with an allegation against him that has video evidence. So I'm
Yeah, like I guess.
oh,
Proof.
cool.
Yeah, 'cause didn't he like, get like arrested or something? No?
I don't even... Yeah, probably. You know what's screwed up about that? Do you know Mr. Sunday Movies from YouTube? He does like all the trailer breakdowns and all
Yes.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I listened to his podcast, and like he had, before all that stuff came out about Kevin Spacey, one of his friends had a story where like Kevin Spacey came onto him and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, I can't really go into it. It's not my place to tell. And then like a year later, all these allegations came out, and he's like, hey man, I just wanted to say that I knew that shit was going down. I don't know if it was my place to say it or not, but
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck, man.
Well, I think we said this before, but we've had like a story from a friend where like he worked at a hotel that Kevin Spacey was staying at, and he wouldn't let any of the help talk to him.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he could,
yeah.
and people could only talk to his assistant or something.
Dude
But-
sounds batshit.
Yeah, he dumb. But
Dumb.
Frank Underwood trying to get his job back, not working.
Alrighty.
Check out the sadness.
Not working, Kev. Yeah, go ahead and check out the his pathetic way of getting his job back.
If you want to feel good about yourself, then check this out.
Yeah. Troy, got a Christmas miracle to talk about.
I thought you were going to say, Troy, you should probably watch that video.
Troy, we're gonna pause it. We're gonna pause again. And you're gonna watch this video. Christmas miracle to be foretold, Troy.
All right.
That this past Christmas Day,
Mm-hmm.
there has been a new most listened to song in a
Jesus
single day. This past Christmas.
Okay.
Do you know what it is, Troy?
Is it... I don't know anything
It's
about
Joel?
It is
It's Joel.
the 1994 classic Mariah Carey, All I Want for
Okay.
Christmas Is You.
this. Okay.
Took the leaderboard for the most streamed song in a single day on Spotify,
Okay.
beating Triple X Tentacion's single Sad,
Who?
Cool.
which
What?
gives me hope for the human race.
Why?
Because people are
Listen.
stupid.
It gives me hope. Listen, I was one of those people that listened to that song probably a few times on Spotify on Christmas.
Yeah.
I added to that count.
No.
It makes me
I tried
feel
to
good.
get Molly to listen to it. She would not.
Molly?
I'm
some
a
splendor.
She would only let me listen to Last Christmas by Wham because she
All right.
said I
He
get.
got
She
one
said
song.
that's
He
an
got one
acceptable
song.
she said I got one.
He got one.
All right.
Threw a little love George
Be
Michael's
happy.
way.
All right. That's an acceptable substitute. I
Yeah.
don't think it's as fun.
Didn't feel.
But it's a
It didn't
good
feel. It
song.
didn't
Okay.
feel good.
To be fair, though, he did loudly sing it on karaoke in a biker bar.
And by loudly, she means beautifully.
Ah. I'll split hairs on that one and just be like, yeah, right down the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a loud, beautiful songbird.
It was.
It's like a loud crow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh. Yeah.
So,
Cawing into a mic.
so yeah. Yeah, but there you go. A new winner, a new champion in Spotify.
Great. I'm into it.
Good. Thank God for Mariah Carey.
Thank God. She's doing something with her life now.
Just
huh?
think, she netted a whole $5 that day, so, good for her.
Probably. My last bit of news, Troy.
Uh-huh.
I brought up a while ago that the Pirates of the Caribbean is getting a reboot,
Uh-huh.
and you were a little down on it because you fucking hate Johnny Depp.
Yeah. And
Well,
pirates.
I got some good news for you, Troy.
Yes, Molly. God damn.
Why?
'Cause he's a freak.
But he's
And
so
he
good
hit
at
his
being
wife.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Actually, we saw her tonight.
Yeah. I should say allegedly.
Allegedly. Come on.
Allegedly?
You don't want to get us sued, Troy.
Yeah.
Who is he married to?
Amber Heard.
Amber Heard.
Okay.
She was Mara.
Okay. Really? That young? That little thing?
Come on. He's power.
God damn, Johnny
He's-
Depp.
The scarves.
Yeah, the scarves do it.
And he probably
scarves.
smells like incense or something.
Yeah.
Smells like a
He smells like old
spicy
tea.
man.
Yeah, he smells like a spice shop.
Smells like the
A peddlery.
West Indian trade route. The Silk Road.
He smells like what an old barrel smells like.
Like a
Old whiskey barrel. Yeah.
Yeah.
He smells like frankincense and myrrh.
Yes. He's whatever myrrh smells like.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck it is, but he smells like it.
Oh, shit.
Well, Troy, the Pirates of the Caribbean reboot will be Johnny Depp free.
All
no
right.
Johnny Depp.
All right.
So-
Will there be Orlando Bloom?
I don't think so. It's a reboot, so I'm guessing they're going to go...
Is it
Totally
a
new.
soft reboot with like the characters they introduced in like episode 7 or whatever it
I don't-
was?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Your disapproving
Episode
sigh is like my
They're up
favorite
to
thing. It's
7
like,
now?
I don't know. I probably
God
wasn't the
damn.
last one that came out the 6th one.
I saw the commercial for it, and it just was an
They
immediate
really
eye
need to put
roll.
Roman numerals after them or something because that's
Yeah.
the only way I can tell. I know there's 2 of them that have very similar titles, like subtitles.
There's
like
Dead Man's Chest.
And Dead Man Tell No Tales.
Yeah, it's a lot of dead people in these titles.
Yeah, and then there's I don't know. I have no fucking
Yeah,
idea.
you got Javier Bardem and Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow.
Fuck, I
Doing
hate-
that shit.
Anyway, I'm glad they're rebooting it so I can't watch it. Or I refuse to watch
Yeah.
it, rather.
I'm so glad they're rebooting it so I can ignore this too.
It's got to be for somebody, though, right?
Yeah, but there's got to be an
Ooh.
audience for it.
I don't know.
some
Middle-aged
way.
women.
They love
Why
middle-aged
is
women love
everything
pirates.
Middle-aged women's fault.
I didn't say it's their fault.
It is.
Like, it's the producer's fault who put this together. But the middle-aged women will be throwing money at it for some reason.
They
because
will.
the rugged handsomeness of pirates, the bad boyness,
Yeah.
I guess.
Pirates are like the walking incarnation of like 50 Shades of Grey. They're just imagining being taken.
Granted, there's
by
probably
these-
going to be some buxom chicks in there, too, that have, like, young dudes want to whack it, too. I don't know.
So basically, they're just selling sex on a beach.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Just
then
imagine laying with these rough men,
Right.
smelling of the sea salt.
Just this
And
ocean
Frank.
trash.
Frankincense and
These
myrrh.
fucking gross sea trash. Speaking of sea trash, Aquaman coming on up, guys. Hold on.
Right around the corner.
At top of the hour. That's one last bit of news, though, Troy.
All right. Well, JT, should we get into some mail?
What?
That's right.
Do we have a mail, as in time for a mail scream? Times 2.
We get another mail-in from the one, the only, Eric O.
Good.
Writing in again, rebuttaling on our ongoing Christmas argument.
Yeah.
About Die Hard being a Christmas
And I got
movie.
backup here now this
What?
time, too.
Now listen, before you guys just start spouting off at the lip, listen to this here. He addresses me only, so let me just speak, okay? Troy.
Yeah.
He really wanted to get my attention on this. So, and maybe it's off base, would this movie have been as good if it was set in the middle of May? I think the Christmas party setting helps to make the movie. And there is a lesson learned here in the movie. Terrorists should not fuck with John McClane. And the
lesson.
reuniting of a husband and wife. And if you do not accept Molly Pop's vote, I side with Joel with a yes vote as well. In summary, you're wrong, and fuck Bob Cratchit. Happy holidays. Ho, ho, ho. Sent from my iPhone.
You always have to say this for my iPhone.
No.
So there you go. I got 3 people now against me that
Yep.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I say it still is not. I still hold true to those facts. You will not sway my opinion. In fact,
right.
I've had so many arguments over the last few days that it is or is not a movie. I'm starting to hate the movie. I just felt I was just on the back pedal all of Christmas on a whole Facebook thread, and everyone is, this is a Christmas movie, and I saw it on top 10 list for Christmas movies. I'm like, fuck this.
Oh my god. The whole world is against you.
It is. I still hold true though. Not a Christmas movie. If you want to throw in your 2 cents now's the time.
You're entitled to your beliefs and you're wrong, so
It's true.
Well, how about that?
yeah.
I got a big kick out of comparing it to Flat Earthers, because I knew that would just piss you off so much.
You should have seen my face when I read it, because I was
Beet
like,
red.
the tongue in my teeth just like,
Oh, man.
That like head bobble and the finger waggle.
I wish I could have kept going with it, but I was at my grandma's and I'm like, I should probably pay attention to what's going on here instead of just arguing inanely over the internet. With my friends. Like, it's not even like randos. It's like people I care about.
I need to make this person that I like feel like a piece of shit.
On of all days, Christmas.
Christmas just ends with Troy
I'm pretty
screaming.
sure I typed out the
"Fuck."
whole thing where I said, flat, so I think the earth is flat. Does that mean I'm right? And then I just, showed him all. And I was like, he's going to hate this. Send.
Well, you know me too well. Well, is it done?
Well, there's something done. There's a trailer that came out on Christmas Day.
Oh. You have me in suspense of what it is. I might have watched it.
We talked about how much we liked the great film from last year, Get Out.
Uh-huh.
Well, the creator of that, Jordan Peele, put out a trailer for his next endeavor called Us.
I did not watch this one.
And it looks pretty fucking interesting.
Yeah?
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fucking
another
terrifying.
horror film of
Okay.
a sort. And it's about a family that goes to a beach. It looks like a Jersey Shore beach type place.
Uh-huh.
And they come across this really terrifying looking family, and the more they get to know them and close,
terrifying family. first the kid sees like the trash person, and then the family shows up at their house.
Yeah, like a family shows up at their house and they don't know, like, okay, who are these people that are like stalking us? And then
Right.
as they get to know them, they find out that this strange family is actually them.
Oh my.
It's us.
Yeah.
Oh.
So and they're like carrying scissors and like threatening them with scissors and stuff, and it looks pretty good. It looks, yeah, and there's like no explanation really in the trailer either, so it looks hella interesting.
Hell yeah.
Highly suggest checking it out.
All right. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'll check it out. I'll probably watch it too. So I usually say I'm going to check that out and then never do. But this one,
this is an
I
actual.
will.
This one is one that you'll actually check out.
Yes. Yes. That is true.
Big head
Yes.
nod. Yes.
I didn't. Did we talk about the Men in Black trailer that came out last week?
I don't think we did.
I did watch that. Did you? Watch
I did
that?
watch that. Did you watch?
I didn't even know that there was another Men in Black.
There's a new Men in Black : International.
Yes,
Does
International.
it have like Will Smith in it, or are they just
Nah.
completely?
No.
It's got the new Will Smith, Chris Hemsworth,
Okay, well, I guess.
and
Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson reuniting
Yeah.
after Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, they're just bringing in the whole Thor.
Odin's gonna be in it. Good old,
Yeah. Liam Neeson.
not Liam Neeson. What's fucking
Wasn't Liam Neeson?
Hannibal?
Didn't Liam Neeson play a god in Clash of the Titans? He was Zeus.
Oh yeah, he was Zeus. He was the one who released the Kraken.
He did release the Kraken.
Yeah, but yeah, it looks okay. Like it doesn't. I guess I need to see more of it to see if it like is on par with the ones that came out.
Just judging from a trailer, this looks like it sucks.
Yeah, and like that's why I don't want to like really jump down its throat because you don't see much of it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like it doesn't have any like personality to it.
No,
or
like
character.
everyone is trying to look cool in it.
Yeah,
At least like the thing about Will Smith was that he actually played it up where it's like, oh
kinda
shit,
sucks.
I don't know, yeah, what the fuck am I doing? Oh,
Yeah.
noisy cricket. Oh, I just fucking shot up with stuff.
right.
This is just like everyone knows what they're doing, where it's like we're cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna pull Gatling guns out of our cars.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
So I don't know. Maybe I'll be surprised, but maybe it'll be another shitty reboot. It looks like it's kind of like a soft reboot too, because I think they do. Do they mention J and K in the trailer?
No, but I think it is like it's based in the same universe.
Yeah,
like
so
she
they-
does go through. She goes through like the waiting room
Right, with the big
of like
exhaust.
with the
fan.
big exhaust fan.
Okay. So anyway, check it out. It doesn't really do much for you, but
I'm not looking forward to it. I was even thinking like, oh, Chris Hemsworth, maybe he's gonna play it a little more goofy to kind of lighten the mood, and he's like still like, hey, I'm really good at my job. I'm really cool.
yeah. I like Chris Hemsworth though, so it's
Yeah,
like
but I mean, this movie needs like something that's gonna like kind of break up the. Look at how cool we are.
right.
I think the joy of Men in Black is that the first one is so good and nothing has held up since.
Yeah, I think the third one's good.
I like the
second
third
one
one.
kind of stinks.
It's like,
The second one stinks real bad. Now that I'm saying it, but the first one's good. Tommy Lee Jones is like an awesome straight man, and there's comedy in that. And then Will
Yeah.
Smith is also charming and funny.
yeah, like the character like. Most of the charm of Men in Black is how Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith play off each other.
Right.
Not the aliens.
Right.
The aliens is more the backdrop.
Right.
Like the craziness that leads to them squabbling, which is fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, here it's just like, we're two cool people and we're shooting up aliens.
Look at how attractive we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hair flip.
Don't you want to watch us fuck?
Oh, God.
I mean, well, yeah, probably. Well, anyway, yeah, that's it. So let us know what you thought of those trailers that were released, or any other trailers you should let us know about. You can do that at ReviewReviewPod on the Twitters.
So I open
Tweets.
open a Gandhi dancer over here.
Oh my god.
Hold me close.
Potosi plug.
Gandhi dancer.
What else? What do we got? What else we got?
Well, we got the Terminal Random Movie Story once I get this beer open.
Oh, it was a poor placement of you trying to open a new beer when
Yeah.
you're trying to pull
Oh,
up the
yeah.
next segment of the show.
I'm terrible at my job. I'm over here telling people where you work and...
Oh my god, forgetting cases at your house that I literally texted you minutes before you left.
I'm on vacation, Troy. Leave me alone. But, yeah, we've got the Term of Random Movies. We had our first matchup this past week of Drag Me to Hell versus Tomorrowland. Did you see who won, Troy?
No.
Drag Me to Hell.
Was about unanimous?
Yeah. It was, I think it was pretty close, but then there was another vote that just kind of like solidified it, I think, right before the voting ended.
Okay.
So.
What'd you vote for?
I voted for Drag Me to Hell.
I voted for Tomorrowland.
Really?
I did.
I think Dinosaur Neil went on to our Twitter and said that he actually enjoyed Tomorrowland.
I saw that.
But he still, in fact, voted for Drag Me to Hell.
Well, son of a bitch. What are you doing, Dinosaur Neil, you Benedict Arnold son of a bitch?
You called him a son of a bitch twice. He didn't even change up the insult. He just added Benedict Arnold to the initial insult.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. What the hell, you Benedict Arnold son of a bitch?
Well, I really meant it.
But, we have another matchup for this coming week. We've got a film from 1986 that is known as a classic war film. And we have one from 1997, which might be a spoiler for Molly. She considers one of her favorite movies.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
96 and 97, huh?
86 and 97.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, first one from 1986. The first casualty of war is innocence.
1986.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. Das Boot.
No, I'll give you another hint. It has a really big spoiler in the poster of Willem Dafoe.
Oh, is it Platoon?
It is Platoon.
Okay. Okay. Didn't even need to see Willem Dafoe. I had it in my head.
Fair enough. Willem Dafoe. We'll talk about him later, too.
Got it. Ooh, look out.
Spoilers. Next one from 1997.
Uh-huh.
One of Molly's favorite movies. She's told me before.
1997, favorite movie.
Get ready to take a chance on something that just might be the most profoundly impactful moment in humanity for the history of history.
I haven't even the foggiest idea.
Encino Man.
No. Another clue, it stars Jodie Foster.
Contact.
It is Contact.
Yes, in your face,
Not one
Molly.
of my. Well, yeah, I guess it is.
You told me before it was like one of your favorite movies.
It's like, okay, yeah. Not one of my favorite movies.
You know
but
what's
it's up there.
You know what's weird about Contact? Is that they build... No, there is this one thing. Now, hear me out. They build this big machine that costs like $1 trillion or whatever to make.
Yeah.
And it breaks or whatever. And then so happens a rich guy spent $1 trillion to make another one secretly. And that is like...
Well, it didn't break. It was blown up by terrorists.
Whatever. It means it broke. It was broken.
We're spoiling Contact before we even...
Well, it's been out forever. Anyway, that's the one thing I'm just like, I can't get over that. But then once it's done, I'm just like, whatever. That's
It's got McConaughey in it. Hi.
Hey. But anyway, I like
right.
Contact too, though. It's got a cool ending.
It does.
I won't spoil it.
Yeah.
I only spoiled $1 trillion.
No, this is $1 trillion man.
Did you know that is actually like that whole sound and that she hears in the beginning is actually based off an actual scientist that actually was looking for aliens
At like SETA or whatever it is.
Oh my god, I forget which one.
Or SETI.
The one in Hawaii. What is that one? Kepler.
I don't know anything about what you're saying, or ever.
She deep dives a lot of space stuff, so.
Fucking love space.
That is pretty cool.
There you go. Platoon versus Contact.
Okay.
I know which one will have my vote.
Oh, Platoon.
Not Platoon.
Loving Platoon.
I don't know which one I'd vote for. I don't think I've ever seen Platoon, to be honest. Have you seen Platoon?
It's interesting. I've seen it before.
Seen Contact?
I have.
All right. We'll see.
We'll see.
I might flip a coin on that one.
There you go. Platoon versus Contact. Get out there and get your votes in. See who moves on in the Tournament of Movies. Of course, we've got our review for our last winner, Jerry Maguire, coming up sometime in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see Jerry Maguire, Mom?
No.
Jerry Maggs.
I don't have to deal with the 3 straight days of you walking around yelling, "Show me the money." You had me at hello. Dumbass.
We're going to watch that.
We're gonna watch that.
We're going to go home and watch it right now.
Well, that brings us to the top of the hour, the main event, the money maker, Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Coming out December 21st, 2018, the year of our Lord in the North American country, with a budget of $160 to $200 million.
Jesus. Jesus jinx.
Domestically, as of Christmas,
Yeah.
has made $105.7 million.
It's on the right track.
Worldwide, already over $500 million.
Woof.
Christ.
Yes, $556.8 million.
You going to get DC that bill?
Could be.
Better get that bill bell ready, Troy.
Oh my God, where is it?
Better find it before it makes a bill.
Oh my God, I need to probably
It
buy
could
a bill
be
bell.
tonight.
Oh my God, it could. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 64%. IMDb has it at a 7.7 out of 10. Metacritic,
Whoa.
55%.
Whoa.
And Flick Feast, 4 out of 5 stars.
There's some really high marks for this movie.
Yeah, well, the main 3 there, kind of middling, in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Flick Feast, though, 4 out of 5 stars. It's pretty good.
But I would say for like a DC movie in general, I'd say these are higher marks.
Yes. I think it's probably the highest rated DC movie that's come out.
Really?
rated
Even
higher
over
than
Wonder
Wonder
Woman?
Woman?
Oh shit! I was kind of putting Wonder Woman in its own kind of category.
Wonder Woman's
Yeah.
actually good, so,
So
put that over.
yeah. No,
a woman, so it doesn't
everything I said is a
count.
lie just now. So besides Wonder Woman, this is probably the highest.
With the exception of the
Rated
good
one.
job that a woman can do.
Yes,
It's okay.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Molly Pop's like our DC expert. She was on for our Wonder Woman review as well.
really?
Why do I keep getting on for these? Well, that I had to
Well,
be
now
on as like
you
a
just have
feminist.
to be on every single
Now,
one of
every
them.
time we
God
do a
damn it.
DC movie,
You've just
get
pigeonholed
ready to
yourself.
talk about Shazam.
Oh, I can't wait for Shazam. Look,
Look at
I
that.
see it.
Shazam!
Shazam!
it's even on the side of the fridge. It's the Shazam fridge.
Nice.
Ba-boom. Speak his name. Could
Oh goodness.
sultry. Molly Pop,
Yes.
being you as our guest,
Yeah.
Okay.
would you do us a blessing and summarize this movie without spoiling it?
Yeah.
Oh God. So a young, bright, mongoloid human.
All right.
Where are you going? Are you starting from the dawn of time? So man was created.
In the beginning of time, there was a fish woman and a fisherman,
Okay.
Gorbans.
and they made a fish baby.
Okay.
And that fish baby lost someone. I don't
Okay.
know how much it's spoiler. I don't
Okay.
know.
You're on the right track.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
And because of that loss, he goes on to become the fish man that we know as Aquaman.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Is that it?
See,
That's it.
Great.
she's just as good as I am when it comes to these.
How do I surmise without just deep diving in
Where-
and being like, it sucks?
We rock this. Well, don't ruin your opinion yet.
So, JT,
Yeah.
Molly Pop,
Yeah.
this is for all the marbles.
Oh no. DC snipers right outside the window waiting for us to say the wrong thing.
DC Snyders. Zach.
DC Snyder snipers.
So, Aquaman did come out to high box office numbers.
Yeah.
It was estimated, I think, well, I have it written down, like $120 million opening weekend.
Yeah.
Didn't hit that.
Yeah.
Did get a lot.
They got a lot.
Granted, it had a 4-day weekend, and
Yeah.
it was a holiday weekend, which surprisingly a lot of people go to see movies on Christmas.
It's like a thing, I guess.
Hey, man.
I guess they go to Chinese restaurants and go to movies. That's about the only thing.
It's the only
that's
things that are
pretty
open.
much
Yeah.
Even Walmart closes around here.
Don't expect us to hang out with our families, do you? Jesus.
But why don't we say a few good things about this movie without spoiling it? I will start. I think
Yes.
the action in this movie is very well done.
There are some action scenes that I very much enjoyed.
The sometimes it gets a little cluttered in a few action scenes, but I think for the most part, once the action starts kicking in, it's shot completely differently.
Yeah.
And it's very action oriented. It lets you, and it's not up close. It like pans around the scene and it's well choreographed, I
Yeah.
think. And I think it's done really well, especially the Sicily chase.
Yeah. I'll add a little caveat: the action scenes that don't take place underwater.
Yeah, but even some of those I thought were well choreographed.
Okay.
Granted, I'm going to go into the effects, which sometimes are shoddy.
Yeah.
Like, I still don't feel like the weird CG underwater effects I fell into completely. Are you on... Can you agree with me on that?
Yeah, and then the fact that half the time they just had the guys pull their hair back because it looked like they were just sick of animating shit.
Yeah, there's so many people that are man-bunning the fuck out of this movie, where
There's
it's
at
just
least
like...
one person in every frame that has
Yeah,
a
they're
tight
just
back.
like, look, man, we only have so much time. Just tie your
so
hair.
sick of this
Everyone's gonna tie
shit.
their hair back.
Or you're gonna wear a helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when they show like Patrick Wilson's hair at the end, it's just like his hair wasn't that long. How'd they man bun it?
Well, he's got it like slicked back. I don't know how he does it. Like,
But even in the back, it still looks like a fucking bun.
he's
Yeah,
got a little fishtail.
looks like he
Yeah.
like wrapped a croissant around his head.
It does. His hair is not that long at all. It's got just a little. It's like if my hair is longer than his right now.
Yeah, I know, which is weird because then they have like that weird little like
little fin.
bun, like little thin bun on the back of his head, where it's like, where'd you get all that hair if you don't have that much?
I don't know where you're finding this bun
Well,
thing. He
He had
no
like
way
a
had
thing.
a bun.
He had a thing in the
He had,
back
like,
of his head.
A little small little fin.
Yeah, even that was like too much hair than what he had.
Willem
as
Dafoe had a
speaking-
bun.
Speaking from a woman's point of view, you need a lot of hair to pull it back,
Yeah.
and that particular style that he was wearing requires
A
way
pomade.
more hair.
See that's why we got that's why we have
From
a
a
woman expert.
woman's perspective.
We have a woman expert here.
Yeah.
From a man's perspective who likes to do his hair, I think that's just long enough.
Alrighty
Jesus
then.
Christ, Troy.
As I run my filthy fingers through my greasy hair. That's what I think. So what did you think of some of the characters in this? Starting off with, let's just start off with Aquaman.
I like Aquaman, and I like his dad quite a bit too.
Yes. That I really liked Aquadad. He's
Yeah.
probably my favorite character in this.
Yeah, like probably I think one of my favorite scenes in the whole thing is just like that whole bar scene where he's just hanging out with his dad.
Yeah.
And then those like bikers come up and then they're just like acting really eerie and then like, can I get your autograph? And they're like, oh, okay. And then it ends up where it's like he's like kind of like annoyed with them and then they like show us like pictures as it goes throughout the night and it goes from like him being annoyed to just like partying with them. Or it's like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
He's just getting drunk as fuck, just hanging out with these bikers that he thought were annoying at first. I was like, I like this. I like where this is going.
Right. I like that Aquaman essentially is just Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I never thought that would work, and I think it completely does. There's some parts in this where I thought it was like maybe a bit juvenile, like in the humor aspect
Yeah.
a little bit, But I was like, I think that's a pretty good fit. Like,
But-
he's like a tough guy who doesn't want
That's
any
an
part of
idiot.
it, but
Yeah.
it makes it believable because that's what Jason Momoa is.
Yeah, and sometimes he seems even more human than the people around him because he points out how stupid some things are sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, I would agree with you like 100% that I think Django Fett is like...
That's right, it's Django Fett.
Also, it's Moana's dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Make way, make way.
You'll never leave the island. That's the freakiest song in the whole fucking show. I think he showed the most compassion.
Yeah.
I believed him when he said something.
And it felt like a genuine relationship. Like,
Yeah.
they got together and, like, their first thing was like, let's go to the bar.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, let's do an ancient family tradition.
Right.
It was like, let's go get drunk.
Yeah.
No,
It's like,
it
okay,
is-
good.
It is Maine, so you know I
can't
don't
do
think
much,
there's
yeah.
a lot to do in Maine
Yeah.
besides
Fish and drink. That's pretty much all
Right.
you can do in
Right.
Maine.
What I never got behind is Nicole Kidman.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean,
She's like right in the very beginning. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't buy her and I feel bad I can't remember his name. Aquadad's
Aquadad.
relationship.
yeah.
I felt it was real. I felt one-sided in like I could believe him feeling for her, but I never felt it reciprocated really.
Yeah.
And I just don't think Nicole Kidman was in this to win it.
No.
This. You know what I mean? I guess from what I was reading is that she was like super stoked to be in the movie.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm just like, I don't believe you.
But I don't think she was in it enough to like the spots that they showed them together. It wasn't enough to like show a relationship. It was just like they fucking.
Yeah, but I
Maybe
believed it from
fucking-
his side, the male perspective.
Yeah, I could tell. Yeah, but you spent more time with him than you did with her.
But even in the even when they were together in the first 5 minutes of the movie,
Yeah.
I was like, I get this from you, but not from Nicole
Yeah.
Kidman.
Well, she was weird.
I would also like to point out that there really isn't a lot of movies where Nicole Kidman actually seems like a lovable character.
She just has a hateable face. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, she always kind of comes off like cold-hearted and bitchy. Like even in movies that I love, like Moulin Rouge, she's kind of a fucking stone cold bitch. So
I agree. Like, I don't like Nicole Kidman very much.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever
I think
seen
she
anything
can
else.
be good. It's just a matter of
as a stone cold bitch.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it was hard for her because like she had to play it up as like she had to both be like I don't know where I am and also like fall in love with this guy. Like it's hard to play up both. I think.
Stockholm
I
syndrome.
think for a good actress, it should be not so hard. But
Look, man.
I don't know what you want.
What do you want from me?
I don't
Die Hard's
know.
a Christmas movie.
What about Patrick Wilson in this? He plays kind of the foil for Aquaman.
Sure, I'm gonna save you some time here. Everyone else is a fucking robot in this movie.
See,
Yeah.
I agree with your shortcut, but I think Patrick Wilson is better than the other ones.
He has some moments where you can kind of see where he's coming from, but he never plays it up where it looks like he has any kind of emotion besides like stoic. We must do this.
Are we talking
Sure.
about Black Mantis?
No,
No,
we're talking
the
about
Ocean.
Ocean Master.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like this movie suffers from like Star Wars prequel syndrome, where like you could take besides Jason Momoa and his dad, you could take any character and be like, "What's the personality trait of this character?"
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you'd
yeah.
be like, stoic.
Yeah. Right.
Like nobody ever like sets himself apart as like a character in terms of like a personality trait or even like a hobby or something that sets them aside from everybody else. Everyone else is like very stone-faced and set on their goal and what they must achieve.
Mm-hmm.
And you never really get to know anyone in terms of like what makes them a character or a person. Like it seems like everyone's a fucking robot in this.
They attempt to on a few people, but I might bring that up when we jump into spoilers. But do you have anything else to say before we get into spoilers? Really?
Not really. I would say if you're gonna see this, I don't think you need to see it in the theaters.
Do a matinee.
Or maybe a matinee if you're really into it, but like, I don't know. Like, there were some fun moments, but I was not really. There's a lot of explanation. Like, when I brought up last week about Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse, where I was like, I felt like I was like not like someone that was on the outside looking in. This made me feel even more like someone that was on the outside looking in, because they bring up a lot of shit where it was like, huh? And I was like, I don't give a...
Yeah, but but in this they try to explain it. But what I'm gonna follow up with that is like an explanation.
And they try to explain it when like they're like talking underwater. Like, I hated their effect they would play to talk underwater. Like, sometimes they would start yelling and they have like that weird echoey sound when they're talking underwater.
Weird distortion to
so
it.
They'd be like, and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't fucking hear you.
I fell into it, but there were a few characters even later on. Once I was into the movie, I was like, I didn't catch what you said.
I listened to like a review where they talked about like how like no bubbles come up when they're talking, so it's like, so is this like in the same universe as SpongeBob SquarePants?
To be honest, I couldn't understand anything Dijon Hot Soup said as that fish guy.
It's the fish man.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, luckily he like died like right away.
Yeah. So anyway, let's just jump into spoilers then. So what I was gonna follow up with that is like, so they start a lot of things in this movie, and I think it's to its detriment because they try to cram a lot in here.
Yeah.
They try to do an origin story, which I expected.
Yeah.
They start a Black Manta storyline.
Yeah.
They start an Ocean Master storyline. They also try to wedge that there's multiple kingdoms of Atlantis in here and try to explain all of that.
Yeah.
Also for a quest to a sacred trident or whatever. They're all trying to do this at the same time, as well as tell two love stories between Nicole Kidman and Aquadad and Mera and Aquaman.
Yeah.
It's a lot they're trying to do, and sometimes I feel that.
Yeah.
Because I wish they would have spent more time with certain things.
Yeah. My review is like, it's 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. Emphasis on the shit.
Yeah.
See, I don't feel like it was a shit movie, though.
I mean,
I had fun with this.
I did not hate this as much as Venom, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I like this more than Venom.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't know, like a lot of the people in this didn't even feel like they were like acting to actually like make it believable. It was like a lot of it felt like they were going through the motions.
I agree. I felt like Nicole Kidman was like that. I also felt Amber Heard was like that.
Yeah.
And even sometimes Jason Momoa felt like it was just like his first take, and they just kept it in.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
I've seen fifth graders do better.
Holy shit. Hot take.
Even like Willem Dafoe, like he just seemed like a weird choice.
I wanted Willem Dafoe to like be more Willem Dafoe-y, and it was just like he was just like, no, tone it down, Willem. We just need you to be the lackey. We just need you to be this guy. They even kind of like jump into the middle of when he's like training Arthur, where it's like, so where did he come from? Like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
He just like appears.
They just start out of nowhere, where it's like, oh, so you're training me to be an Atlantean? Oh, okay, I'm just a kid. I didn't know any of this shit. Now you're here. You're an Atlantean showing me how to be this powerful warrior. Okay. I guess I'm on board.
I would be curious how there's never a conversation between Aquadad and William Dafoe. Like, I as a parent would, well, not as a parent, but I would think as a parent,
apparently,
you would be like, who the fuck are you and why are you talking to my kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you giving him this weapon and showing him how to stab me with it?
Like, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
there's just no Aquadad.
Yeah.
Like-
well, he's busy running that lighthouse.
Yeah.
Like when I said last week that like Into the Spider-Verse should have been 2 movies, like Aquaman should have been like 6 movies.
Oh my god.
It could have been. Because
so much shit.
They really mashed together. So in 2011, stick with me, Molly.
Oh god.
They launched the New 52 universe in DC in the DC comic books or whatever.
Yeah.
And Jeff Johns, who co-wrote this movie, took over Aquaman and actually made the title very good. The best it's been in a long time. Mm-hmm. But they pretty much took his large run that he did and put it all in this movie. Where he did have like 6 different arcs.
Yeah.
That they all, like, that whole trench thing is its own separate arc. In the books, where it's like a horror themed, which I was kind of glad to see James Wan jump into like a horror theme for this movie, but it was just like a small chunk that I'm like, it was fun, a fun foil to get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
But it really didn't do anything.
Yeah, like my 2 favorite action scenes would probably be like the village in Italy and the trench when they're like, they have to like keep lighting the flares so that the fucking good. Like weird squid people won't eat them on the way down. Because it was terrifying. They just show like so many of those fucking things just
Hordes.
on their ass, and then it's like the only reason they're staying back is because there's this light, and they're like scared of light. Where it's like that's pretty fucking intense.
Yeah,
and they'd have these weird waves where they just like swim past them and then just kind of like move around them, where it's like it looks like bats that are like kind of like going through your hair, but it's like actually like giant like squid people that are about ready to eat you, and then they see like a fire and they like go away real quick. Like I thought all that stuff was cool, but it was like, all right, then what are you gonna do after that? We're in the center of the earth now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
yeah,
fucking
that
know.
was the biggest, dumbest fucking jump. I definitely feel like I could have spent a whole movie just deep diving all these different races and exploring like this underwater civilization, and instead they just crammed it into the last 45 minutes.
Yeah, well, actually, when they
people.
get to the Sahara, I was like, I'm interested in this now. Like, more than I was the previous chunk of the movie.
Yeah.
Because they kind of do, like, a weird globe-traveling Indiana Jones type thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I like this. I could sit there and, like, go through all of these kingdoms. If that was just that movie, I would have fun with that. If it was just a Black Manta storyline and they fleshed out him, I think I would like that.
I would have loved like a supernatural Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade type thing where it's just Arthur Curry and his dad. Like his dad just happens to like just get stuck in like some kind of journey where they have to go through and do all this stuff. Where like his dad is like the one that's like, this is pretty fucked up, son. So we gotta do it.
Want to have a beer, son?
Yeah. Like, because I was digging the dad more than anybody, but it's like you get Mara and she's just like, her idea of being witty is just insulting him. Or it's like, well, you're gonna fuck him later. So it's like, so what does it say about you? You're talking about how dumb and idiotic he is, but it's like, but I'm still gonna fuck him.
You're such an idiot. Hands touch.
Yeah.
Glare at your chest.
They do so many like we're falling in love scenes where it's like, oh, did our hands touch? Oh my god, I think I'm in love with you now.
And it was so like high school juvenile too. Like
Chelsea like audibly scoffed at some of those, and I'm like, oh my god, I know. Okay, but yeah, I couldn't get into Amber Heard and Momoa's chemistry at all.
Yeah,
like Chelsea said it.
None.
I know, and Chelsea said it like right at the probably around the halfway point of the movie. She like elbowed me. She's like, they have no chemistry, and I'm like,
none.
And I was kind of like, I didn't really pay attention because I'm like, they're gonna fall in love and blah 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 blah. So I was kind of like waiting for it to happen, but then I just paid attention to it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care about any of these two like getting together.
Well, it was like Ariel trying to fuck like I don't know,
Prince Eric.
No, he's nowhere near Prince Eric.
Flounder?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sebastian?
Yeah, I wanted to see Prince Eric and Flounder get together at the end of The Little Mermaid. I fucking love you, Flounder.
But yeah, so...
But he literally looks like Ariel. Like, there was no...
Yeah, Chelsea didn't like the bright red hair. I mean, she has it in the book, so I'm like, it didn't bother me, I guess. But she's a separate subspecies of humanity, so I'm like, man, they got red hair, whatever. I don't care.
All of that
for green uniform.
All that fucking explanation of Atlantis was like, it felt like Black Panther but way dumber.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Like the vibranium shit was kind of dumb. This was like way dumb. Like they didn't even like give themselves a chance to like do anything vibranium-esque. It was just like technology.
Yeah, and vibranium is a MacGuffin itself.
Yeah,
it can do anything.
But their MacGuffin was even lazier. It was just like technology.
And it
we had
explodes.
technology that exploded and made us breathe underwater and turn us into fish people.
Right.
I mean,
Like,
Chelsea...
even if they deep dove it and said, this chemical reaction forced evolution or something like that, I'd buy that more than just explosion.
Right. I mean, it's a comic movie, right? So you have to, like, have a little bit of suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
But then Chelsea was, like, talking to me on the way home, and she was like, so they brought up in the movie that Atlantis sunk when people still thought the Earth was flat. And that's really not that long ago. Like,
Yeah.
Even if it's 1,000 years, that's like, Jesus was around 1,000 years before that.
Yeah.
And so it's really not all that long where people have devolved into crustacean people.
Yeah, that was
Or
weird too.
weird trench people.
Where it's like, yeah, we're not like devolving into bear people or like snake
That we
people.
know
Yeah,
about.
or snake people.
Yeah.
So why are like people under the ocean more susceptible to devolve into other creatures?
In a
They
short
devolve
amount
or
of time.
evolve?
Yeah.
They said devolve in the movie because some of them devolved into creature, like the trench people.
yeah.
And others, I guess you
or
could
the
say
crab people they fight at the end.
Yeah.
Dude, I was so interested in those crab people. I'm like, how and why? It was like deep diving the dwarvish culture in like Lord of the Rings. I'm like, I just want to know.
But
I want to know
see,
everything.
If the movie was like about like that weird exploration of stuff, you could deep dive
Yeah.
into that stuff. But you can't. You just like get the gist of it. Being
Yeah.
like,
Oh, cool.
There's
They're
crab
crabs.
people. There's a bunch of Zoidbergs at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, pretty much. But like this movie pisses me off because it's another one. It feels like another one of those where it's like Game of Thrones, right? Where they
Yeah.
just take like the shit from Game of Thrones, where it's like, yeah, but that's like after like 3 seasons when you've gotten to know everybody and you do shit like that. But it's like, no, you take all these cultures and have them fight each other. But
No.
but in Game of Thrones, it's where it's like you know all the cultures and you are actually invested in why they're fighting. But it's like, no, crab people, fish people, they're fighting. Get into
George
it.
R.
Get
R.
into
Martin
it.
took an entire 1,500-page book to introduce you to a family that he kills.
Yeah.
Just let that sink in. And you're
Jeez.
trying to do it in a 2.5-hour movie. Like, no.
But shit like that, but like movies nowadays do shit like that all the time, where it's like, let's introduce this family for 5 seconds, and then just have them fight a bunch of people, and then people will be all over it 'cause it's Game of Thrones.
No.
Fuck Game of Thrones.
No. No.
Yeah.
You shut your whore
It's a
filth
horrible,
mouth.
evil universe
No.
where people get eaten by dogs. I don't
No.
want to watch. I don't want to be sad.
But like,
It's not. It's amazing.
It's not sad.
It's so
Everything
fucking
that I've seen is people horribly dying or being raped by their brother.
but like Hollywood.
I think the thing is that it's so
you didn't
human.
even say no. It's not.
But Hollywood
It's so human.
But it feels like Hollywood culture now is like they just take something that's popular and they just take like the cliff notes of it and they just throw it at you, and then they're like, why aren't they emotionally invested? They're emotionally invested in this other thing. It's because this one takes its fucking time, and you're just like,
watered it down.
yeah. And I feel like that's a lot of like what this does, where like the cuts in these feel really fucking out of nowhere. There's a lot of like, it's just like, hey, we found this, and then it's like, now they're
Now
on
we're
a
in the
plane in the middle of
Sahara.
nowhere,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, okay, we found out where this is. And then it cuts to Italian. Like, they're in the middle of the desert with no transportation and no communication.
No shit.
Cut to, we're in an Italian city and we're fine. Like, what? Where did you come from? How did you get there?
Where'd you come from? Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Cotton Eye Joe.
Cotton Eye Joe. Come on, Cotton Eye Joe.
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't get.
Like, there's just so much. They just do cuts where it's like, oh, you know, you get it. Like,
Yeah, at least Indiana Jones had the plane on the side or whatever. They jumped out of a moving plane without
Granted,
any
they're
like,
superheroes.
hey, we'll see you later.
But yeah, I guess. What my big question was that Mira had like a total like cat green scaly cat suit. up until she gets in the plane.
Oh, God.
Where then she's like wearing Anthropology and she's got some Sam Edelman boots on.
I have a
And
theory.
I'm like, what? Where did you get those things?
I have a theory that shirts and pants are illegal in Atlantis. You have to only wear full body suits.
Oh my god.
Well, it's streamlined to get through the ocean.
Yeah.
No friction.
Yeah. Yeah. Look,
Oh,
Michael
Troy.
Phelps.
if you're
Troy's
going to
thought
wear a
about
top
this.
half, it's got to be connected to the bottom half if you're in Atlantis.
Just want to point out the stupidity of the fact that she's wearing a tracker on her, and she changes everything else on her, but
Except
the
the tra-
fucking bracelets.
It was a gift. Why wouldn't you wear
From
a
your
gift?
From
enemy.
someone that she hates.
Technically your husband. Or betrothed.
Literally, it's just saying, well, women are so dumb that if you make it into jewelry, they'll wear anything. That's literally what it's saying.
It's so pretty.
It
Well,
wasn't.
when you put it that way, it sounds real bad. But
Yeah.
that's kind
She
of
literally-
what happens
literally-
in this movie.
Literally what
Yeah,
happened.
she betrayed her country to get away from the one man that gave her this piece of jewelry she's still holding.
She's still wearing it.
I
Like,
never
literally.
thought of it that way, but you're right.
And I mean, like, jewelry can be cumbersome. Like, if I'm going to do something where I know I'm going to be dirty, I'm not going to wear my fucking jewelry.
Well,
But yet she's still wearing this giant fucking pearl fucking dangly shit.
Listen, she was not dressed to do something action-oriented. She had, like, a flowing cardigan sweater on and
That is-
heels.
yeah.
So,
Well, don't tell that to what's her name in Jurassic World.
everyone told her that, so fuck that.
Yeah. And then she smite them by wearing heels in the next one.
Which
damn.
I didn't see, so in her face. Got her.
Got her.
Awful.
What else? I got my notes here. So I thought the de-aging effects, I'm going back to the beginning of this, were glaringly bad.
Yeah.
For Aquadad and Nicole Kidman.
They kind of look like mannequins a little
They
bit.
looked like action figures, like plasticky. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, he doesn't look like that, does he? Because you don't get to see him real in the very beginning. You're like, they do not have this as perfected as Marvel does.
Yeah, he was almost like smiling like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger from T2 at one point.
He had a big, huge mouth and
You're like,
teeth, and I'm like, what the
hey.
fuck? This can't be how he looks. Like, but then he would turn, and his profile would look okay, and I'm like, that's not... Did they put petroleum jelly on your face? And even
Are they gonna light you on fire pretty soon?
And then, yeah, it was just, it was like that weird uncanny valley where I'm like, skin shouldn't be that glossy. I don't think it is. He's not wet, is he? It is Aquaman, but I don't know.
Who is and isn't wet at this time?
That's-
Everyone's
Nicole
like looking
Kidman.
like Mrs.
I asked
Doubtfire
that
in the
at
beginning
all
of this.
times. Yeah. They just put the cake on their face.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Aquaman.
I'm Aquadad! Oh no, Atlanta! You've fallen in cake too! Hello!
Oh my god. Didn't they choose the, like, a white, trashiest name for the Queen of Atlantis?
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah, I think that was a bad choice.
Yeah.
Also-
Even like the king of Atlantis is like Atlanter or whatever. I can't remember what his name
Like,
was.
older, or, like, it began with, like, an O.
Olanta.
Atlanta. Oh my Atlanta.
Damn it, Joel.
God.
DJ. Take it back to Full House. But is it just me, or did all of like the Atlantis foot soldiers look like Beetleborgs?
I actually couldn't tell the difference between the very beginning where the pirates came in their gear from the Atlanteans. I thought they
Well,
looked very similar.
One was white and one was black.
I
And
don't
there's this
see color,
ongoing
Molly.
criticism on race.
I thought they looked pretty similar. And like I wasn't a huge fan of those suits either.
No, they look like Power. They look like the Power Rangers from the fucking
Reminded
from
me
Power
of
Power
Rangers.
Halo.
Rangers movie. Yeah.
From what?
Halo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looked like Halo, yeah.
That makes sense.
And then Okay, so they've evolved. So what's up? So like some of them can breathe underwater, out of water, and
Only
some
the 1
can't.
percenters.
And then, Jesus Christ, yeah. Here we go, man. Let's go into a class war.
Only the royal blood can like breathe air and water.
Because then there was that one scene where it's like that Ocean Master, like they did a thing where like they separated the water from him, and it looked like he couldn't breathe.
And then he
But then
threw
at the
up
end, he
water.
fights him.
Yeah.
I on the surface,
Right.
and he doesn't look like he can't. Like it looks like he can breathe.
Well, he would be of like royal heritage, so he should be able to breathe.
But then what's up with the scene where he looked like he couldn't breathe when they fucking separated the water from him?
Why?
There's so much shit where it's like oh.
You mean
well,
when
I'm
like
breathing.
Mara put him in that like water?
Yeah, like he was fighting
vacuum?
when he was fighting Aquaman, and then he was about to beat him, and then Mara like separated the water from him, and he was like doing this whole like choking thing.
Oh yeah, where he didn't like he like puked up a bunch of water, but like he didn't like die.
It looked like he was like choking, and then the water came back around him, and then he was fine. Where it's like, oh, so he can't breathe. Oh, that's cool. So like he's like this all powerful thing as long as there's water around him, and then at the end he comes up to the surface and he's like almost just as powerful. So it's like, oh, okay, so that means
doesn't
nothing.
matter. Yeah.
So this means nothing.
Why do some of them have these extra powers and some of them don't?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
It seemed really confusing to me.
I think in the books, like Mira learns how to do like water magic or something. I'm not a big Aquaman
Water
reader.
Yeah.
magic.
Like I
Yeah.
thought it was like might be like a royal thing, but then so Mira's dad is Dolph Lundgren,
Yeah.
but he's never doing any of like the water magic shit.
No.
So then it's like, okay, so he's just a lazy piece of shit that doesn't want to do his water magic.
He doesn't really seem to do much of anything.
Yeah, he just kind of sits there with his hair blowing in the water, being like,
Water
okay,
wind.
yeah,
Some people
okay,
call it
Patrick
currents,
Wilson,
I call
I'll
it
listen to
water
you.
wind.
yeah,
Water wind.
water wind.
Yeah, but the only two people that really have other abilities is like Aquaman and Mira. Mira
Yeah.
can control water, and Aquaman can talk to fish.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, so much of the shit
God
is
damn.
just... Molly's already drank almost an entire bottle of wine.
And I'm gonna start working on number 2 here soon.
Woo! Woo!
I don't know where I'm gonna get number 2
yeah.
from, but
What I did enjoy about this movie, though, is that it got to a point where it was actually really colorful, and for like a DC movie to actually jump in there,
Yeah,
like,
it
Wonder Woman
was.
did it on when they're on Themyscira, which was great.
Yeah.
But then when it got into like the real world, it was bleak and kind of ugly.
Yeah.
This was like bright and colorful, like a good majority of it. But I would say though, when it's not, it's like very dark. And it's like
Yeah.
hard to, and maybe it was just the theater that I was at.
Yeah.
But I thought like a lot of the beginning was pretty dark and muddy looking, and I couldn't really see
have
what
you
was
been
going
to
on.
Maine?
I could honestly say no, so I could be just tricked.
But they did
That's
some
what it
cool
looks
stuff
like.
where it's like I wish they would go into more detail about some of their cooler stuff, because they did like a whole thing where it's like Aquaman could see in the dark because like the life forms kind of give off like a light.
A bioluminescence. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
so that was cool, but they never really explained it. It's like, oh, I can see underwater, and then they do like a whole thing where like all the life forms are giving off light. It's like, oh, that's cool, and then it's just like, so yeah, that's the thing. Next.
Yeah, that didn't bother
But
me.
I mean,
if they
that
just
mean,
glossed
yeah,
over it.
yeah. Like, I mean, it was cool for like, oh, like I caught on to it. That was kind of cool. And then, but then they go into more detail about things I could care less about.
You can swim like fast and shit.
I really feel
Yeah.
like all of Willem Dafoe's character could have been cut from this movie because, like, I don't
Pretty
really
much.
care about him being trained as a kid. I would like just to have him
Yeah.
be like rough around the edges, never learn how to fight except for like in a bar or something.
Yeah,
and
and-
he goes up against like a king.
Yeah, and all of like
Or
Willem
even just his
Dafoe's.
dad teaching him, for fuck's sake. I could see more of like dad wanting to preserve mom's memory by showing him the way of the trident.
Yeah.
Or it's even like, hey son, you ever hit a bag? Just like punch a bag at the
Yeah.
bottom of a lighthouse.
Just fucking Matt
shoot
Murdock's his
Taraki.
ass.
But even just like them going to like bars and stuff. That's
Yeah.
like he gets in bar fights, and that's how he learns how to fight.
Yeah, like that's what like sets him apart from like the traditional fighter when he comes down when he goes down into the ocean.
Yeah, I thought that'd be a pretty good like juxtaposition between that.
Yeah, because all of Willem Dafoe's shit was just weird. Like all of his like cutscenes were just like, this is gonna come back. Like his whole like trident twirl thing, where it's like, oh, I bet he's gonna use that at the end.
Who cares?
Fucking Christ.
Yeah. Just give him a good haymaker. Everyone loves a good punch to the face.
Yeah, we're like have it where it's like Patrick Wilson is like using his fucking trident in this weird like majestic way, and then he just comes over and just punches him in the face.
Yeah.
That seems much more Momoa.
It does. Like, just tackle him, punch him in the face, put the trident to his neck, and say, yield, bitch. And then, like, that'd be great. And then just, like, pound a beer. And then throw a tomahawk into a bullseye.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just like Momoa does. That's his life.
Yeah, like Momoa.
Did anyone realize that there's a Pitbull track in this movie?
Oh my god. And I had read online that he did that.
And then forgot, and then heard it, and you're like, fuck, I forgot about this.
Literally.
I will say
exact reaction.
the soundtrack to this is
All over the
fucking
place.
atrocious.
Oh my god.
I think the score is good. I think the soundtrack is bad.
Sometimes there's moments where the score is decent, but even the score sometimes is just like this movie is nonstop playing music to the point where it's like even when it doesn't know what to do in terms of the score, it just plays like doo 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 whoop boom. Where you're like, you don't need to play this dumb horse shit Three Stooges shit. Just
Play
like
me out, Charlie.
I can't pull out any
there was
moment
like
where they ever did that.
when it's like big, majestic, and epic. Yeah, the score is pretty decent. But then there's like times where it's like Mira and Aquaman are walking through the desert, and it's just like doo 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 whoop.
I think that's a bit of an over-exaggeration.
Oh, no, it's not even an over-exaggeration. Go back and watch the movie. It's literally, like, that fucking stupid. Like, there's some shitty-ass score in this. And then, the points when they don't have score, they fill it in with, like, horrible pop songs, like that fucking Pitbull song.
I do agree that the pop music that they put in this is oddly placed. And that Pitbull song is atrocious, and it was written for this movie.
The Sahara isn't even in Africa, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Is
the Sahara's in Africa. Yeah.
I thought the Sahara was like... I'm looking it up. I don't believe you.
In Russia?
No, like the Middle East.
Siberia?
Well, it's close to
I
that
bless
area.
the rain.
The Sahara's very big.
Oh wait, no, it is in Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, they could play that Pitbull song. They had to go to Sahara.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to point that Pitbull thing out.
But no,
the fact that they did not play Barracuda is...
Yeah, that was Molly's thing. She wanted
a
whole
so
like
angry.
Thor part when they're like fighting in the ocean at the end.
Okay,
with Barracuda.
but it makes much more sense for them to play
sweet.
Barracuda
Yeah,
for that
that'd be
than
sweet.
it does
Where like
for
he
Thor.
like when fucking Aquaman comes out of the fucking ground with this weird like the ocean fucked itself monster.
Yeah.
To like Barracuda, and they're just like fucking everybody up. Yeah. Yeah. That monster at the end was like the ocean just got together and just blew a load in a volcano. There's like it's like an octopus crab.
It's a catch-all.
Hammerhead shark, like made of rocks.
It's like they were trying to make the Kraken, but like missed.
It should have just been on like the Kraken.
Yeah, just make it the Kraken.
Because when it was introduced, it was all just like this tentacle-y thing.
Yeah.
It's like, just make it the Kraken.
Just
Why
say
wouldn't
it's the
you?
Kraken.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Everyone knows the Kraken.
So many times.
And you should release it from time to time.
Yeah, have Liam Neeson release it.
just cut in the scene
Yeah.
where it's like, release the Kraken.
I hope-
and not have it defeated as
Dude,
fucking easy.
I hope that's the first words out of Liam Neeson's mouth before he has sex.
Holy shit.
But yeah, there's so many times in this movie where people just like mutter words and then they like have this big pause where like you're supposed to fucking give a shit. Where it's just like, we're going to go into the moat of blah blah blah. And then it's like,
We're going to the trench.
we're like, what? I don't get this. Like, in order to get the trident, you need to defeat Muhammad Ramazaban. What? And what? Who? I don't even know what that is. There's so
Ocean
many times-
Master.
Yeah. Call me Ocean Master.
Damn.
I am Black Manta.
It literally is like a skit from Family Guy.
I really enjoyed the Black Manta parts, to be honest.
Really?
I did, because I thought it was weird that he pretty much is in his father's footsteps, which was his grandfather's footsteps of being just a pirate. But, like, if that's his life, that's his life. Anyway, I'm getting over the fact that, like, that's what's going on. But I also like the fact that Aquaman didn't save Black Manta's dad because he's a piece of shit. It's like, you killed all these guys.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bro. I'm getting out of here. Save yourself.
But then his whole
I
thing,
like that part. So it made a good revenge story for Black Manta.
But then his whole thing at the end was like he was feeling guilty, where he was like, "Man, I didn't save this guy's dad, and now he's out for revenge, and now people are getting hurt because of me." It's like, motherfucker was killing people before he even wanted revenge against you.
Yeah, but but I still think that's a clever motivation. Like, it's not like a.
It's literally the plot of every Batman story ever.
That's
But no,
fine.
but it's
it
a-
works.
But it's a motivation that
doesn't.
only
It
affects.
does too work.
It's a motivation that only affects him. But he's like taking it on himself, where it's like, all these people are getting hurt because of me, and because Black Manta wants to kill me. It's like, Black Manta was gonna kill a whole bunch of other people without getting revenge on you. You just happen to be in his crosshairs while he's killing other people. So why is it such a big deal? He was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's always been a piece of shit. And you're taking it upon yourself, where it's like, man, I shouldn't have killed his dad because now he's killing more people.
Well,
Or it's like,
technically-
then him and his dad would be killing people. They'd probably be killing twice as many people because they're both pieces
Father
of
and son
shit.
killing spree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
They were killing people before they even wanted revenge on you.
Well, regardless.
Like if
I liked it.
he made Black Manta based on his actions, sure. But he was a piece of shit before he met Aquaman. So then it's like there's no reason to be like, oh man, Aquaman fucked up. He shouldn't have let his dad die. It's more like there's one less person to be killing all these people, because that's his whole fucking logic, is that more people are dying because I let his dad die.
can we also discuss the insertion of the weapon of here, I'm gonna pass this down to you. Let me quickly tell you the origin story of this knife.
Of this
that
knife
you
that makes
would
no
not
fucking difference.
fucking know.
Yeah. If the knife would have stabbed Aquaman in the heart at one point, maybe it would have been better, but it didn't ever do anything.
It just went into a
Stab
hole
it.
he made with another blade.
Shit.
It was literally date night or game night with a knife went in his other hole.
Yeah, because after he got the Black Manta lasers, that was all the game. That was it.
I also love the random montage of him building his suit.
See, I love the campiness of because Black Manta is a ridiculous looking character.
No.
But I love the design of it because it's so ridiculous, and I really appreciate it.
I enjoyed the campiness of that. Towards the end of it, I just looked at it as a bad 80s movie, because it just kind of gave me that feel. I know you're saying that 80s movies were better, but it felt like they were trying to channel into that vein of just pure ridiculousness, and I did enjoy the campiness of that montage.
I want this to be campy for me to like it, but this is campy in the sense that so much of this is just exposition about shit I could care less about, with a random thing where it's but it's campy because of this scene. It's like when we were in middle school and our math teacher would have these boring lectures, but every once in a while he would play the Mickey Mouse movie.
Yeah.
Where it was oh man, this class is boring as fuck. But then the one time they give you something where it's see, we're fun. It's
Plus, that math teacher was real mean.
and he was kind of an asshole. But I mean, I think that's
Probably a
what
great guy,
That's
but
what this
real
movie's
asshole.
trying to get away with. It's all this boring exposition to feed to all these nerds that know about Aquaman, and then throw in a scene here and there where it's but we're having fun. It's a fun movie.
It was weird because there were points where it couldn't pick a lane. I wish it would. I don't know, because it is very Arthurian in where it's at. Very Hamlet,
Yeah.
Arthurian. His name was fucking Arthur.
Yeah.
And he's the fucking the
Just-
precursor to the throne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Pulls a sword from
Like if
yeah,
this
right.
if this movie wanted to be like
man.
wanted to be the lighter, campier DC movie, they needed to simplify the fuck out of itself and
Not
just
try to put 6 plot threads in a
yeah,
movie.
and try and play up to the things that make it fun. But instead, they also try to throw in all of the fucking like folklore of Aquaman on top of like, but here's a fun scene where you're like, man,
But
I feel like I have to sit through a bunch of lectures to get to something that I like.
Yeah, well, that's one of my criticisms of it is that like it doesn't really fully do anything.
No.
It mostly finishes the Ocean Master arc, kind of. Like it leaves it kind of open because sequel bait or whatever.
Yeah.
But I kind of wish that they did just do like a fun globe-trotting Indiana Jones adventure, and on his tails or who they're trying to chase is like Black Manta. To
Yeah,
make it
like
a
Black
fun, campy adventure.
Yeah, have like a Black Manta's on their tail as they're trying to get this
to
trident.
get like the trident.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That'd be
like-
perfect. They
but
didn't
then-
even they didn't even have like that first battle between him and King Orm or whatever his name is. That
No.
that first battle, it was like that was such a fucking waste. 'Cause
Yeah.
they were just like watching them fight each other in the most CG of fuck places.
Yeah.
Where like they're just floating in the water, like throwing each other around. Where you're like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
Like,
It was just to show how formidable Ocean Master is against Aquaman.
Yeah.
So he can defeat him
before he
at
can
the
put on
second time.
his weird fin helmet at the end.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's how he looks in the book, so they had to do it. They had to put on his weird metallic mask that can move somehow.
Yeah, that somehow
But
like
it didn't
bends
okay.
to his eyebrows.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It's technology. It's a
Yeah,
catch-all.
technology. That's he can breathe
Technology.
underwater, and he can
Yeah.
also has
Boom.
helmets that form to his head.
Anything else anyone want to bring up before we close it out?
I feel like there was something else that I wanted to say.
Is it in that second bottle of wine?
I don't know. It might be. Might be in the nap that I need now.
Yeah.
All in all, criticisms is, like, even included, like, they did try to do a lot in this movie. I did like a few characters. I liked Momoa. I liked Aquadad. I did
Aquadad.
I did like Patrick Wilson in this. I thought he was good for his role. I still had fun with the movie, regardless of what I did not or did not like, because I can pick things apart all the time. But like, I still had fun with the movie.
I would say out of the characters that were kind of deadpanning it, Patrick Wilson was probably the better one out of the ones that were there. But everyone is everyone's so deadpan. I just wanted somebody to show some sort of emotion that wasn't, we must complete the mission.
Yeah.
Everyone is like mission face the whole
Yeah.
time.
I get that. Right.
Like, Ocean Master had a secret longing to be human or some shit.
He would
Yeah,
never
like there
want
was like a scene where Momoa or like Aquaman was like, "Dude, you're my brother. Like I genuinely wanted to meet you. Like I kind of like you." And where I was like, "Man, that kind of like brings that whole sibling thing to roost or whatever, like to really like bring that in." And instead of like having like a human moment where Patrick Wilson was like, "Yeah, you're like my brother. Like we should get together." He was like, "My father destined our mother to be killed, and I blamed you for it." Or I'm like, just show like you don't have to be a fucking dickhead the whole time. Like, show like some of that little bit of humanness to you, where it's like,
But they're not human, Joel. They're aqua people.
well, some
Aquamans.
sort of like feeling where it's like you can see he feels the same way. Where it's like he is kind of torn by like, yeah, you are my brother. Yeah, I do want to get to know you, but our culture has this thing where like I need to take certain measures to make sure you don't take my throne. Like something like that. Something that shows that he's more than just one dimension. Everyone is so one-dimensional and so set on one goal, and their entire personality is that one goal. Where it's like, show some sort of... Show that Willem Dafoe actually does want to be want to stay true to Atlantis, but he just doesn't believe in Patrick Wilson's goal.
Mm-hmm.
But they never show that. It's just like, okay, yes. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, you found that I'm not doing this? Well, then I'm not doing this now. Just show, like, things where people actually have dimensions of their character as opposed to you are what your goal is in this movie.
Yeah, but I mean, even for that as an example, like, for him to be able to make that even work, if you can cut all of his parts out of the movie and it still wouldn't change it, like, I don't think that means anything for Willem Dafoe's character.
Yeah, and this movie's fucking 2.5 hours long.
It is, and it
God.
doesn't need to be.
Literally got to 2 hours, and I looked at my watch, and I'm like, "Fuck! They don't
Yeah,
even have
she's
the
like,
trident
she just
yet."
leans over like, they don't even have the fucking trident yet.
God damn it!
Yeah, 2.5 hours is a bit bloated. Like, that, even for any movie, I'm still like,
Yeah.
holy fuck.
All for like a big CG fuckfest with a bunch of
Ugh.
like sea animals where I'm like,
It literally just made me long for Lord of the Rings. Because they, like, gear up this giant... You hush your mouth.
I don't like any of that shit. Like,
What is your goddamn problem,
I just
man?
find it so fucking droll and
Oh
boring.
my god.
All
it's
of your
so
arguments
fucking
against
amazing.
Aquaman, I have against Lord of the Rings. That's like...
yeah, but then that's why I'm like surprised. Like, you think this is fun because so much of this reminded me of the most boring parts of Lord of the Rings. Like, without the stuff that was fun.
What parts are fun in Lord of the Rings?
When he takes down the goddamn elephant! God!
Fucking cares.
That was the best. That still only counts as one. God damn!
There's all, it's like this movie, like Aquaman is just like all the politics of Lord of the Rings that I'm like almost sleeping through, and none of like the fun live action fighting. It's all
Yes.
CG and so
Yes.
like
I'm
every time
so
they like
sick of
really
CG.
CG the fuck out of a fight scene, it doesn't even feel like gravity exists.
They are in water.
Oh, they're in water, but it's like even then, it's like nothing really like any punch or any kind of like kill does not really feel like it has any kind of gravitas to it. It's just, oh, that happened. Oh, that
Bless you.
happened. Like
bless you.
nothing feels real.
God bless you.
Sorry.
Like nothing feels real, and like that whole like CG, like sea creature fight scene at the end, it was just like, oh, okay, they're just kind of like swimming a bunch of fake sharks at each other.
I enjoy it more than the end of Venom, where it was just a big CG slop fest.
Yeah, at least you could tell what this CG shit was, as opposed to just being CG shit on top of CG shit.
Yeah. Anyway, should we grade it up?
Sure.
Give it a grades?
Sure.
Excuse me. Had a little burp. Anyone want to go first? Reveal their hand?
Yeah.
I'll give it a
Mates.
C+.
C
Okay.
plus? Wow, you're way more. I'm gonna give it a C minus because this fucking minus the few characters I liked and the few scenes that I liked, I was kind of bored through most of this.
I would give it a B minus, probably. In fact, I'll stick with a B minus.
All right.
If she gave it a C plus, I know I enjoyed it more than her, so I'm gonna have to go with B minus.
See, you ruined it, Molly. Way to go.
I did end up having fun with this. I know Chelsea didn't like it when we came out, but I'm like, this isn't her shit. She didn't need to go to this. She wanted to support me and my habits. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. They did try to cram a lot in this 2.5 hour
Too
movie.
much.
2.5 hours, and they still tried to cram a lot.
2.5 hours too much.
Yeah.
But I thought at the end of the day I had fun with it, and I probably would see another one. I would say you can go to the theater to see this, but I would probably say go to a matinee.
Yeah, don't spend more money than you have to.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fault people for it. I mean, this is probably people's more bag than mine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all of the shit where they're just trying to explain a bunch of shit, I'm just, okay, whatever. I'm out of this.
I like it when you're like, I just don't understand it, and they try to explain it to you, and you're like, I don't want to listen.
Well, they talk to you like you're dumb. Like, there was no, like, middle line of, like, well, we're just gonna kind of fill in a few ideas here. It was either straight comic book nerd or, Well, you see, honey, there was a big boom because of technology.
Like, I feel like this is like my first day of history class, and then the history teacher was like, and then the Civil War happened. And then I'm like, wait, is that a big deal? I don't know, is it? You should know. I don't fucking...
To just jump back to that, like, Atlantis sinking whole thing, they could have just said, like, Atlantis, like, existed 10,000 years ago, and through a war it sunk, and then we evolved into fish people. Like, in more elaborate
Literally
ways than I
anything
just
else.
said. But, like, all you have to say, everyone knows Atlantis sinks. Just say, through a great war, Atlantis was sunken into the ocean, and through that we became its inhabitants.
Or
in
it
the
could have
ocean
just
or
be like
whatever.
when Earth was formed, like there was people that lived underwater that formed in like the sea evolved the same way the
No.
Earth did, where we evolved human beings underwater.
But there's
No,
a big.
because that's not the.
That's not
the plot
Atlantis.
of Atlantis. Atlantis was initially written by Plato. Like, it has been
Yeah.
around for fucking ever.
Yeah, I know, but their description's dumb.
Their description is dumb.
At least try and like if you want to do like the evolutionary thing of it, make it where it's like okay, people like the ecosystem above water is the same as the ecosystem below water, and people also evolve underwater as compared to people evolving over the water.
Yeah, that's fine. They didn't need this whole thing where it's like
We're
Wakanda but wet.
yeah. So like we were a city, but we sunk, and then technology blew up, and now we can breathe underwater.
Yeah.
The end. I don't fucking care.
That sounds too far fetched even for me, and I
Yeah.
said to
Yeah.
go see this movie.
I think my main thing is just like once they introduce something that dumb, then I just kind of like go blank.
Yeah,
like I
it's
don't
like-
just get. Then the rest of what you're gonna say to me is dumb, so I don't care anymore.
Did the technology cause, like, instant mutation, or did everyone die?
Who
And
knows?
Let's stop thinking about
Yeah.
this.
Was there anything else that you were into this last week, you two?
Jason Momoa could have been nude more.
Jesus.
Well, you could have seen a little bit of Trump.
Saying that.
we
Throwing it out there.
we watched what was it? We watched that show. There's like a show on Netflix called The Innocent Man.
Yeah.
We did kill that in, like, 3
Yeah,
days.
and it's
Made me
based on
sad.
like a John Grisham novel, or they actually interview him in it, where it's like the actual story based on the book of like these like two like really grisly murders happen in a really small town in Oklahoma, like almost like back to back, like from one year to another year.
Yeah.
84 and 86, I think.
Yeah, and like
Real close.
I think it was like 84 and 85, but it's like the police department finds like a pair of two separate people that did these crimes, and like they start like slowly unraveling that like they kind of made a lot of shit up just so they could have someone to point out to doing this crime. And yeah, it's really interesting just to see like how fucked up like small town police departments can be.
Yeah.
When it's like if someone dies in Chicago, they're just like, well, that's just another unsolved murder. But if two different people die in a small town, like pretty close to each other, then it like becomes like a like rumor that like, oh, crime's running rampant.
Yeah.
And then the police department's like really pressured to like really
Pin it on
find
somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll make shit up where it's like, Jesus Christ, that's fucking scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's really interesting. Like, what do you have to say about it, Molly?
I agree. It was interesting. It makes it terrified, you know, with where we live, that it's like, oh, I could just be walking down the street one day and just be accused of sodomy or some shit.
Yeah. Like if
With
you
the
just
Coke bottle.
yeah, like if you just happen to be like literally like the only crimes that these guys had when they like picked them up for this crime was just like they just lived close to the scenes and they're poor
Oh,
And
boy.
dumb.
and dumb. Yeah, they weren't the smartest people. Like one guy they picked up for actually had like mental issues,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh,
It was
he
pretty
totally."
crazy.
Yeah, so it's like if you like making a murderer, you'll definitely like An Innocent Man on Netflix.
I just drew a guy getting sodomized by a Coke bottle, if you were wondering.
It was a ketchup bottle.
Beautiful.
actually.
Well, in
Jesus.
the
It's
I'm
very
gonna get
crude,
that
but
tattooed somewhere.
I love it.
That's beautiful.
Anything else?
On Christmas, we watched Christmas Vacation at my parents'.
I've never seen that movie all the way through.
What?
Never.
We'll do that next year.
I've only ever seen it in chunks. Like, is it played at my work, which Joel loves to just spew out where I work.
No.
Over the holiday season, they played like movies in like the whole break room, and like I would catch it in just 10-minute chunks here or there. I've only caught like the TV edit when it was on, when I had like TV. Like, I've never sat down and just watched it. If I did, I can't remember.
It is one of
It's
those.
worth watch.
It is one of those movies that it's like you can watch it in chunks, though. Like a lot of it plays out in like increments where you don't have to really be emotionally invested all the way through.
The other movie we watched, It's a Wonderful Life, which is...
I didn't get to watch all of it though.
Oh my god.
I was being distracted through
It's
major portions of it.
So just like awful.
I wanted to see it. I wanted to watch it because
bad.
like I always kept hearing about it, and like the beginning is so fucking like
So
depressing.
Yeah.
morbid. The whole topic is just morbid.
Like the whole beginning is like this, like this fucking pharmacy owner like almost gives poison out to people.
yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is like a family movie.
Yeah.
What's his name? John Bailey's eardrum again.
Yeah, I've seen
George Bailey.
George Bailey.
Yeah, he
thank
gets
ya.
an infection in his eardrum.
And then
Yeah.
slaps it out of him.
Jeez. Yeah, I've seen It's a Wonderful Life probably a few times. Like, that's one of my mom's go-to Christmas movies or whatever.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it, though. Like, it's actually a Christmas movie, unlike Die Hard.
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie where just a whole bunch of dark shit happens.
That's what Christmas movies...
And then my mom gets
Yeah.
drunk and cries.
See, that's what a Christmas movie does. It just makes you feel
Makes you
sad.
feel real
Parents
good.
get
Yeah.
drunk
Makes
and
you feel real
cry.
sad, like terrorists hanging over Nakatomi Plaza.
Yeah, well, that doesn't make me feel so sad.
I feel reinvigorated in life.
I haven't been watching much of anything except for Coco, and that's about it.
Have you found anything new for Coco yet in terms of theories?
Me and my brother were talking Coco
Oh my god.
during Christmas about like why Mama Imelda like has such a large aborihas, which is her spirit animal. Why does she have like a chimera? And everybody else has like a rabbit or like a dog. And she has this huge scary beast when she's just a lowly shoemaker. She's not really important at all.
Yeah.
Like, she's not like, if anything, Ernesto de la Cruz should have a chimera.
Oh, yeah.
And he has 3 small
He should have
chihuahuas.
a fucking dragon.
Yeah, but he doesn't. He
He
has
has 3
Word.
chihuahuas?
yeah, he has 3 small chihuahuas as his spirit animal.
What the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, I don't
She
know.
must be like sleeping with somebody on the in the afterlife or something.
Well, it wouldn't be Hector. I can tell you that right now. He
Mama
does not give a
Imelda.
shit.
We need some more context
Also,
clues on this
Tia
Mama
Victoria
Imelda shit.
is a total bitch. It's Mama Imelda's sister. She's a stupid bitch.
Crap.
Also, you know what's fucked up? So Mama Coco dies at the end of that movie, right?
Yeah.
She meets up with Hector to go across the pedal bridge,
Yeah.
and Mama Coco never... So her husband is like Papa Julio, who is like the short little skeleton guy.
Yeah.
She doesn't reference him at all in this movie. Even when they're walking across the bridge, she holds hands with Hector and her sister-in-law, and then Papa Julio's on the edge.
She don't give a fuck about her dad.
No, yeah, she gives a shit about her dad, not
Oh,
her
yeah.
husband.
Her husband?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's
she doesn't
right.
give a shit about her husband, and he's just on the side, like being a short little stocky man.
Well, maybe he's fucking the sister-in-law.
Yeah, maybe.
Tia Victoria, fuck that bitch. I already said she sucks. Anyway.
Oh my god, we need to
So
do a
many
show on
fun-
Coco just for you to to get all of this shit out. I am so interested in all of your Coco theories.
Silently, like, staring slack-jawed while Troy
Oh my God.
screams.
And really, Mama Imelda only sings one song in this movie. And you know what it's about? Like, kids drowning in a lake. It's fucked up. Like, she only sings it in Spanish. And me and Chelsea looked it up. But it's like an old folktale song in Mexico. So in the native language, they'd be like, oh, these kids drowning in a lake. Oh, look at me, drowning in a lake. I'm a kid.
What, sang by Borat?
But like in the American version, it's still sung in Spanish. So it's just like a nice sounding Latin song. But then it's about like kids drowning in a lake or whatever.
I love moments like that.
Yeah.
Disney's little fuck you to children.
Yeah.
Disney's fuck you to children.
And I like how Ernesto de la Cruz automatically, when he thinks he finds out that Miguel is his great-great-grandson, that he's just like, yeah, I probably impregnated somebody. Like,
have you ever been fucking around?
it's like, I have a great-great-grandson? Yeah. Yeah, probably. And then, like, just
Okey-dokey.
plants him on his shoulders. But he's probably only doing it for his own hubris. Because he's like, look
He
at
just
me,
look-
I'm famous.
so fucking
I need
cool.
more attention on me.
Yeah.
Look
Anyway.
at this
Don't
cute
ruin Coco
kid.
for people. Yeah,
Fuck,
it's been out for
I-
a while. Who gives a shit?
Also, nobody pays attention to Miguel makes his own guitar in the beginning.
he does.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's like the struts are all
shoebox?
bent nails and all this other shit, and it's all like he custom made a guitar in which he can play exactly with Ernesto de la Cruz off the TV.
Yeah.
Like in tune perfectly, and fucking his goddamn grandma smashes it and nobody cares. Nobody talks about it. I'm upset. So anyway, I've been watching a lot of Coco. and I've been tuning into this weird couple. They're a quirky couple that like have just been restoring like a farmhouse like on YouTube, room by room, and they're fun to watch. So I've just been watching that. That's it.
Oh, one more thing. Aldo Jones put out a new trailer for Avengers Endgame.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh
then.
God, it's good.
Is it?
Yeah, they pretty much play up the whole. They play up the whole like beginning of Shrek with Thanos.
I'm into it. I'll have to check out Aldo Jones then. All right. Well, that's gonna do it. I think. JT.
Yeah.
Where can people find you if they want to send you stuff from Coco or whatever?
Okay. You can find me amor at Bucky for everyone on Twitter. Also Bucky for everyone on Instagram. And him at Bucky for everyone on Snapchat. Troy.
You can find me at Troy to the Max on Twitter. You can find us both at Review Pod on Twitter. Molly, is there any place they can find you on social medias?
Yeah.
Nowhere.
All right.
She's a ghost.
She is off the grid.
Oh my God.
Don't exist.
We've been really talking to no one this whole time.
The Molly Pop supremacy.
You can find all of our new episodes uploaded onto Facebook.com/ReviewReviewPod. We also have all of our new episodes uploaded onto ReviewReviewPod.podbean.com, as well as Stitcher and Spotify and YouTube and Google Podcasts and Alexa devices,
Holy crap.
as well as Apple Podcasts. And if you happen to listen to us on Apple Podcasts, please rate and review us there, because if you like the show, that helps other people find the show. And if you want to write into the show, such as Eric so often does, shit-talking me about Die Hard, you can do that at reviewreviewpod at gmail.com.
Feel free to shit talk Troy about Die Hard.
Yeah.
Please.
Please, just make me hate the movie more and despise the Christmas holiday. I'm already a cold, empty shell of a man. Why not just deepen it and cut me even more? Then, what do we got coming up for Monday?
Well, Monday because the holidays were so busy, and I know that we promised to do a review of the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. The holidays were too busy.
Yeah, they were.
Troy could not get around
I
to
couldn't even do my
watching.
other podcast that I promised to do with Sea Danger, Mostly because we got a weird set of news, and then we had the busy holidays.
Yeah.
So
there you
Yay,
go.
weird news.
yay, weird
Yay,
news.
weird news,
That'll
but
be revealed
so-
sooner than later, probably.
So to make up for that, we're just gonna do a flashback episode based off of Aquaman with his first appearance from Justice League.
Yes. I don't remember this review that much. So it
I
could
don't
be
either.
surprising.
I usually listen back to them, and I did not for this one, so I hope it doesn't suck.
I can only imagine what we thought about, because I think we had Ghost Hunter Dave on that.
I think it was here.
So that'll get
So
you
there you
just
go.
a
Get a
taste
three-way.
of him for the
For our
upcoming
episode
Best
on-
of 2018.
That's right, because next week we're doing it. The Best of 2018. Putting together our lists, checking them twice.
Mm-hmm. I haven't done any of this yet. I usually just down to the wire, just minutes before the show, put it
Yeah.
together.
But
Joel has been sitting on his for probably like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and
he's been bragging
that's what
about
I,
it.
that's what I, yeah.
part of it.
Like I like my job,
Part
but it's
of it.
boring enough where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just lay this out. I'm gonna figure out what's in there right now.
Yes, I was gonna just complain about my job, but I'm not, because fuck that.
Because you work at
Oh, mercy. So that's going to be the show for this week. So join us on Monday. Don't forget to vote for the Tournament of Random Movie to see what
That's right. We got
progresses
Platoon
there.
versus Contact.
And then we will see you next week in full for our Best of 2018.
Yep. And our Monday for a revisit of our review of Justice League.
Yes. You betcha. So, for Molly Pop, I've been Troy to the Max Extreme.
I am a JT3K.
And we are off.
Say goodbye, Molly.
Goodbye.